Howdy, y'all. Welcome to the Legends of Tomorrow After Show here at the Stream.tv in Hollywood, California. It is a pleasure to be here. My name's Jack Hind, and with me are... Y'all. Perfect. Every time. Works every time.
Howdy,
Tatiana
y'all.
Mariesa. Say what's up, Tatiana.
Howdy, y'all.
And Rory Ross. Say what's up, Rory.
Howdy, y'all.
Right, can't put it on no more. That's the limit of my accent. Done, okay? Otherwise I won't be able to concentrate on anything.
Good. I'll give you an applause.
I'll try my best. I'll try my best. Thank you very much. Guys, what an incredible episode we just had right here. We went back to the Old West, and I've got to put it out there, this may have just taken the cake as my new favorite episode. I don't know what you guys think, but make sure to hit us up with Lotus. Come on, Nick. You're way slow now. We've got to work on that, Nick. Guys, let us know if this was your favorite episode so far. Why do you say really so, like, surprised?
I don't know. I just didn't think it would be your favorite.
This wasn't up there as one as yours?
No, it was one up there as one of mine. I just didn't think it would be for you.
Why?
Because I know you that well.
I love it.
So
Yeah, no, I think this episode was fantastic. Good call to the Western comedies. You know, not comedies, what I'm talking about.
We're just Western in general.
The only thing we didn't have was a call out to the spaghetti Western, which I was kind of hoping, you know, some rice and beans would come in there. But, you know.
Sorry,
We'll
what?
go with what we got.
I didn't follow that.
I didn't follow you.
Spaghetti Westerns. My name is Trinity. Anybody? You know,
guys, if you
school.
agree with Rory, you have any idea what Rory's talking about, which nobody else does here, please let us know using the hashtag. Hey, thank you. Right, so our overview of this episode was a quote that we made up from Rip Hunter that says, once you go back, you never go back. Because what did he do? He got stuck in 19, I keep wanting to say 19, in 1868. So Rip, we got to find out a lot more about Rip's backstory in this one, and we actually got to see that he also had his own time drift, similar to what Ray had in 1958. And not only did he have his own time drift, but he is actually pals with Jonah Hex. What on earth is Calvert, guys? So let's dig into finding out a little bit more about Rip right now. Look at Jonah Hex. Jonathan Shea, absolutely incredible job for a start.
Did so good.
He looked so good. Everybody looked so good.
I wanted more of him. I was so stoked for him.
We're gonna get so much more Jonah Hex.
Yeah.
Oh, that ain't the end of Jonah Hex.
Okay, good.
No way.
Yeah,
It can't be the end of
I
Jonah
wanted
Hex.
to come
back.
back.
I want him to come back for season 2.
He better. Guys, do you want Jonas? Do you guys want Jonah Hex to come back? Do you want to see him in the rest of this season? Do you want to see him possibly become part of the team? Or do you want to see him stuck in the Old West? Because I don't. I want more Jonathan Shea, 100%.
Oh, yeah. And he already knows about the time machine.
Exactly. He knows all about that stuff already.
It could totally happen.
He fits into the squad. No issue.
Yeah.
The squad.
And also, they have that nice Western set right there in Vancouver that they got to keep using because that was great.
Perfect
come on,
set,
the
right?
setting, it was
so
rainy,
good.
got the nice dirt. The
I tell you what, whilst we're talking about that at the moment, I'll bring up now. I was going to bring up a little bit later on as well. But big shout out to our production designer for Legends of Tomorrow, which is Ian Thomas, and our costume designer Vicky Mulholland. I reached out to David Rappaport, and they let us know what. Like I asked him, I was like, hey, we need to give a shout out to the people who are designing these sets and who are designing these costumes, because without the characters and without the actors, this stuff just wouldn't feel as real as it was. And in my opinion, they're a bit of the unsung heroes that we don't get to talk much about. So Ian Thomas, Legends of Tomorrow production designer, and Vicky Thomas, our costume designer. We bow down to you. You guys have done an incredible job, especially with the 50s episode, and now with this episode, the 70s episode. You guys are just killing it, absolutely killing it.
We tip our hat to you.
Right, tip my hat. I'll take a drink to you.
Put your hat to good use there.
Right, so let's talk about that a little bit. So obviously Rip got himself attached to 1868. What is it that you thought? Well, Rip obviously mentioned himself that it was the essence of being a hero. It was easy to be a hero in that time. Is that something that would keep you locked into a time period?
Well, I mean, seeing someone in distress like that, I think as far as with Rip, I think that makes sense. You know, we all want to be heroes. We all want to be able to make that difference in people's lives, and to have that chance to make that difference every single day. Because, like, let's say the Wild West, no one really lived very long. If you guys haven't seen A Million Ways to Die in the Middle, Wild West, I mean, that's a huge cause. Like, you could die in so many different ways, and there's, this is the same thing.
So factually accurate, that movie, was it?
Oh,
A Million Ways to Die in the West was factually accurate.
I mean, there was definitely a lot of different ways that people died there, and that just gave a few. But think of the disease and everything else that we've been able to help out with now.
Well, even the kid that we're going to talk to later,
yeah,
you could see that they didn't have any medicine and stuff like that for diseases and infections.
But would you want to stay there without the time machine? Because he got that medicine from the time machine.
Right.
And everything else was from the time machine. So
true. The only reason they really survived is because they have all their stuff from the future.
Exactly. So what do you think? Would you?
Question for everybody now, I like this one. What time period do you think you would time drift in? So use the hashtag to let us know.
There we go.
It is. What time period would you guys like to time drift in? 80s. Done.
I don't know. I mean, I haven't been in the 60s or any of those, so I have no idea what would happen.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like I might be tripping and still there, so I don't know. But
what one would you like to time drift in? Come on, it's a decade. Give it to me, Rory.
90s was good.
Yeah,
90s was good.
I say 90s too.
Kidding me.
I like the 90s.
What's an
It's a
absolute
cross
joke.
between the 90s and the 80s, but the 90s
Well, like
is
what I've
pretty
actually
cool.
lived so far.
Right, you guys are going to have much better answers than these two, so please hit me up and let me
90s are
know.
cool.
Please. The
Yeah,
90s were
talking
the
about.
most
Power
uncool
Rangers, all that
decade
stuff?
ever,
Hair
okay?
bands? Bring it
Quentin
back.
Turnbull, the guy who took down Calvert, and obviously we learned that Calvert was a town that unfortunately got destroyed by Quentin Turnbull. If you guys have any idea if this name brings any relevance to the show, if it's just an Easter egg for something, feel free to let us know, because we haven't got any ideas so far. But who do you think Quentin Turnbull could have been? Do you think it's just another Jeb Stillwater? It's just another gang member who...
Well, it said
wanted
they
to tear down the
decimated the
place?
town, so
Oh, destroyed that.
Yeah, so I
Yeah.
wouldn't think, and he said it was the very next day. So
Yeah.
I don't think it was like
And how did Rip know about it?
right.
Because he already
'Cause
knew
Rip
about
knows
it.
But he said,
future.
he said I'm the Time Master, so of course he knew the timeline. But I don't know.
Good catch
like,
it, by the way. Yeah. Well,
yeah. Sorry.
No, it's true though. He did say that. He's like, I
Yeah.
was a time master. I
So
knew
he
what
knew
was
that.
going to happen.
And that's why he had to leave in the first place.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, if he would have stayed, then the Time Masters wouldn't let him.
Or
keep
is
that.
this person after Rip, and that's part of the reason why he left?
This
Right.
is another
If
reason
they
why
decimated the entire town,
Yeah.
then it has to be more than just like a gang of people.
Right. Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like.
Yeah.
So yeah, it could be. Maybe some other time pirates or something that we haven't seen.
Oh,
or like
interesting.
What's going on. Yeah.
Could have been time pirates undercover.
Yeah, because
to a point.
they couldn't have been going after Rip like what's been happening when Kronos was going after them.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was going after them because he was affecting the timeline. But if he was a Time Master, then he wouldn't be getting pursued for illegal activities.
Well, he
True.
would because he stayed there. I mean, he completed his mission, and then he stayed there. I mean, that's
So maybe,
affecting
yeah.
the timeline. He's putting himself in the timeline. He's living out his life.
And he said he literally had to like rip
He had to put-
himself away out of the
Right.
timeline.
Yeah.
There you
Gotcha
go.
there. That's it. You're going to be getting shot at all day, people. Don't worry about that. Right, so what did you guys think about Rip and Jonah Hex in this episode? Like I said, use the hashtag
Ta-da!
There we
to
go.
tell us what you thought about Jonathan Shage as Jonah Hex. Like we said here, we absolutely loved him, and we want more of Jonah Hex. Taking away from that a little bit, and let us know who you think Quentin Turnbull is. Will we see him in the future? Will we see any relation back to Quentin Turnbull at all? Will we see a younger Quentin Turnbull or Quentin Turnbull's offspring? Feel free to let us know, guys. Now let's move into the relationship that is just down the shitter, down the drain. It is a joke. Ray and Kendra's. So we've got Kendra meets older Kendra.
Yep.
Didn't really look like an older Kendra, let herself go a little bit. Didn't think that is what an older Kendra would have looked like, but I guess you've got to take into consideration everything that she's now gone through in life.
Right.
But how did
she's
you feel?
still-
I'm going to throw this one to you, no offense. I just want to ask Tatiana
Yeah.
this one. When it comes to her saying, you'll never love another man the same way that you loved Carter, do you think what Sarah then said was right by saying, like, look, she's not you. Although you guys are you, she's not you.
She's not you.
Right.
Which is very difficult to understand and explain, but it makes sense up in this big hat of mine. So what are you feeling? Do you think that that is the fact of the matter? The cycle cannot be broken, and she's going to find Carter, she's going to love Carter, she's going to marry Carter, Vandal Savage is going to find him, Vandal Savage is going to kill him, going to get reborn, and then the whole thing's going to happen
So
again.
I'm going to take a little bit of both because I think that Sarah's wrong. So
Yeah, she's
she's
Straight
wrong
up.
because
Fuck that
Carter
bitch.
is her soulmate. Carter is her soulmate. So
Right.
she might love other men, obviously, because she's not meant to be alone. She wants to find love. She might love other men, but it's not going to be Carter. And when
Right.
Carter comes back, her heart belongs to Carter. So I agree with her past self that it's going to end in like despair and all that kind of stuff. And her relationship with Ray is going to end the same way.
I feel so bad for Ray, man.
Yeah,
It
well,
sucks,
I mean, like,
but think about it. It's inevitable. I mean,
Yeah.
if she would just take a minute and think about it, like she went into the forest looking for Carter.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you look for Carter if you're in love with Ray and you're
Right.
saying you're my future, Ray?
Right,
And then you
right,
go and
yeah.
look for your past lover. Like
Yep.
I was like, when she was like, I don't need to find Carter. I was like, come on.
yeah. I mean, yeah, like I definitely feel bad for Ray because Ray has been he's John Wayne in this, so he's already showing like he's
Brittany,
legit.
go on, you
cannot-
can throw that one up real quick. We've
Yeah.
got John Wayne sitting in front of us right now.
Right.
Let's just see Ray up there looking like John Wayne.
Which, by the way, I have to
Look at that
say,
walking out
because
the
I'm
sheriff's
also,
office.
again, from Iowa, this is another Iowa reference. John Wayne was born in Winterset, Iowa, and his real name is Marion. But
You're so obsessed with
I know.
Iowa.
Seriously?
I gotta do a little call-outs, shout-outs to Iowa when I can, okay?
Where is Iowa
Hawkeyes.
again?
We're like, oh.
Iowa's in the
Midwest?
Midwest. Yeah, no one really knows. It's kind of that. It's basically you fly over it. You never really go into it. Or if you go into it, you don't stop.
Oh, for real?
But yeah, like not too many people.
You'll have to
stop.
take me to Iowa one day.
One day.
Do you get many British people going to Iowa?
I doubt it. I don't think so.
Cool,
Like,
it'd be
it's,
good fun.
you know, crazy to be honest is like I never really saw anybody who was different. Like I never saw a black person until I was much older. Yeah, I'm not even kidding.
Say
like,
what now?
Yeah, I never saw anyone who was, you know, other than being Caucasian. I didn't see anybody for a long time until I moved to Washington.
Wow!
Not even kidding.
No way!
Yeah. So that was kind of a culture shock, big time. But
Holy shit!
I know. I don't even know.
you should come with us, Tatiana. It is.
I don't think
Tatiana's like, yeah, we'll pass on that.
I don't think I would be
you know,
well received.
They are very welcoming. I'll say this. Like I remember when I was in Iowa, we would leave our doors unlocked. So that was the thing. Like we were very welcoming people.
Oh, wow.
Just like not a lot of people actually stay and live there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I definitely
So,
want to take a trip to Iowa. Guys,
yeah.
we got any Iowans? Any people from
Iowans?
Iowans?
Yeah, Iowans,
We got
yeah.
any people from Iowa watching live? It'd be lovely to chat with you as well. You guys can chat with Rory and see where
Right.
you guys are from, see if there's any matching stuff
Iowa
there.
Hawkeyes.
What'd you say?
Iowa Hawkeyes is our football team.
Oh, there you go. Football, yeah, American, obviously. The bracelet that can kill Savage.
Yep.
What bracelet kills Pump? Where's the bracelet come from?
Okay, here's my question though. Can she hold the bracelet and stab Savage?
Does she wear? Why can't she just wear the bracelet? It's a bracelet. It's an accessory.
Right, yeah,
okay,
yeah.
or like yeah,
It's like
she can
then
wear
she's
it.
losing a hand if she
Hold it,
holds a bracelet.
Or like, can she stab him and like put the bracelet in the wound? Like, how does that work?
Brass knuckle kind of thing
Because
over
the,
here.
yeah,
like,
I mean
just beat him
something.
up.
Because the last time it was the dagger.
It's
Right.
still the dagger, though,
It's still,
right?
Yeah.
Can the dagger can still work?
yeah,
for
the
sure,
dagger
right?
can still
Yeah,
work. but
anything that was from their time zone or timeline of that original,
Right.
what they had with them at that time.
so if it's the
Thank you,
bracelet,
Rory.
like how do you?
How do you
well,
kill
can you
someone
melt
with
it?
a
Here's the
bracelet?
question:
Yeah.
Can you melt it and then make a forged weapon out
That
of
is
it?
so
I mean, I
itchy.
guess you could.
How people wore this every day
I
is
can wear
beyond
it,
me.
Right.
She's
But
got a lot of
that's-
hair. So what do we say about the bracelet then?
Well,
She has to wear it in order to kill him with it?
I mean, that's my question. I mean, how else?
there you
because
go.
You can't kill a
Tatiana,
bracelet.
ask the question to the people.
How do you
Right.
kill Savage with a bracelet?
Smother him to
Isn't that the
death.
question?
It's like-
That's it.
Plain and simple.
Yeah.
So guys, please feel free to let us know. How do you think this bracelet's going to come into play? Do you think somebody has the bracelet? Do you think Vandal has the bracelet?
She had it, didn't she?
Did she?
Not Kendra, but her older self.
Her older self.
Cinnamon.
The oldest.
Her name was Cinnamon.
That was it. Tatiana
Yeah.
found that and she was like, Cinnamon. Her name's Cinnamon.
That's my alter ego now.
That's your alter ego now, Cinnamon.
Cinnamon.
That's your stripper name?
Yeah.
Yeah, feel it.
Don't tell anybody.
Don't tell no one?
Sorry,
Hey.
Greg.
Don't let my kids know.
Oh, God, I completely forgot about that.
Just kidding.
Kids, we'll erase that one. Shame this is live.
Yeah.
Cut that one. Bracelet, yeah, I'm not feeling the bracelet. Personally, I don't think the bracelet's going to come into play. Watch me be entirely wrong and it be the whole reason this season ends because of that one bracelet that like holds all the power. Speaking of power, Martin Stein, you took power into your own hands and saved H.G. Wells.
Because
Yeah.
he knew.
What
He
a
just
genius
knew.
bit of writing from the writers. Rory,
Yeah.
again, I'm going to throw this one over to... Wait,
Okay.
before I throw the one over to you about H.G. Wells,
Yeah.
one thing I'm going to throw out to you guys, the audience first. All this stuff that the team are doing in the past, surely eventually some of it is going to have to catch up to them. So what do you think something that the team have done already, like Stein helping out this kid, like other things that have happened in the past so far, do you think they've all just been tied up their loose ends and they're never going to play forward? Or do you think a certain event is going to come into play in the future? If so, what event do you think that is? What is it that Jax did to help somebody when he helped when they went back to the 50s and he helped the girl save his boyfriend, you know, and
Right.
save her boyfriend, stuff like that. So where do we think any of the past events are going to come into play in the future? Now, let's talk about H.G. Wells
Yeah.
and what Stein's the way that the writers have done this, guys, if you don't follow the Legend of Tomorrow writers, it's just LOT Writers Room on Twitter. Make sure you guys go and follow them. They're constantly live tweeting during the shows and stuff, giving you little sneak peeks about what's going to be coming up in the future, etc. Rory, give us a little rundown on H.G. Wells and why this is really ironic and funny.
Yeah. So what's ironic is H.G. Wells is also he's the writer who published the Time Machine. Or sorry, not Time Machine. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, the author of The Time Machine, right?
Yeah, so the author of Time Machine was published in 1895. Now, the other thing about this is he's the one that has coined the term Time Machine. But of course, as we also know, in The Flash, there's H.G. Wells or Harrison Wells. So what we're wondering is if this is actually a relative of Harrison Wells
In
going to
some
that time.
way.
Yeah, in some way.
And that's very interesting in general that Harrison Wells could possibly be a relative of H.G. Wells with him being, and the ironic thing is, he gets saved by a time traveler and then 20 years later writes a book about time travel.
Yep.
Feeling you there. So like I said, guys, make sure you go and follow the Legends of Tomorrow Writers Room over on Twitter because just give them some love for the stuff that they're bringing into this.
Yeah.
Snart bringing in Men in Black is like, so you got one of those doohickeys that just erases everyone's memory. Like, again, props to you guys. You're doing an absolute genius job. The Hunters. What a load of shit. I'm sorry, but I mean, come on.
Because they were defeated like that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like I'm expecting that. Like Kronos put up the biggest fight out of everyone so far.
Right.
But yeah, let's do that. The Hunters. What was going on?
Yeah.
I was expecting some serious shit to go down. Like I wanted big ass fights. Like I wanted stuff to go down.
Something longer.
Mick
Well,
Rory
I
took
think
him out, no
they
issue.
were hoping
Look
that
at
maybe
that.
they could get into,
The way he
get in
stabbed
touch
him,
with
though.
Kronos.
Oh my gosh.
This was the deadliest episode so far.
Oh, yeah.
Like, right up.
way- and
And
he
don't
was just
forget, Ray went inside the guy's body and he
yeah.
shot out.
Oh,
he
when I
shot
saw that, I
out.
was
Like,
like, did that
he went into the back and then I was like,
know.
wait.
And
is
he's
the dude
never
dead?
never done that before.
Yeah.
I don't think Ray's ever killed anyone before.
Not like
Yeah,
that.
he's
Not
like-
just flying through the guy.
And Snart
What the
being a
heck?
sharpshooter, Snart, you just solidified that you're the best character on this show.
Totally.
Favorite character?
Totally.
I relate a lot with Ray. So.
Oh, really? You're a Boy Scout?
Yeah, but the Boy Scout.
Yeah, Rory's
that's
a Boy Scout.
Okay, then you have to talk like this.
You have to be surprised all the time. Huh?
I like the lovable dummy. Like, you know. So,
Kendra, where are you going?
yeah.
Is something wrong? It's
He
not
and I are
okay.
always stuck in the friend zone, so I think we can really relate a
friend
lot with that. Like, it's perfect. I think he's my doppelganger.
Okay.
Or I'm his doppelganger.
My favourite line of this episode was from Rory. The Time Hunter said to him, "Traitor!" And then Rory comes back with it, goes, "Not possible. I was never on your side. I was on my own." I was like, yes, Rory knows what's up. Rory knows how to get out of being called a traitor.
Yeah.
You guys need to remember your favourite lines for next episode. Guys, if you can remember your favourite line for this, unless you remember it for this episode.
Nope.
Yeah, see, that was a long shot, wasn't it? Guys, if
Sorry.
you remember your favourite line from this episode, hit us up on the live YouTube
Oh,
chat.
I'm John Wayne. There we
Oh,
go.
okay,
Oh,
fair
there we
enough.
go,
I
there
feel
we
that
go.
being your favourite
There
one.
we go.
I'm stuck.
Guys, like I said, if you have your favourite line, favourite scene, favourite moment from this episode, feel free to hit us up on the live YouTube chat now, on Twitter, on Facebook, and of course, most importantly, using the hashtag.
There you
go. The fight in the Midwest, one of my new favourite fight scenes because of the way Mick Rory killed that guy. Just straight, like they really took a page out of like a serious deep.
Samurai.
I was going to say like Zack Snyder kind of stuff, but nobody wants to talk about him. And I've got written here. Did Rory just fly through someone's face? Oh, that's a great second photo as well. Yeah, these hunters were boring.
Yeah, they
Like,
were. Yeah.
It-
But
that was
here's the
one
thing.
thing-
I
as much
think
as he hyped
they were
him
meant
up.
to be there to see if they could reach it back out to Rory. I think they were maybe
No,
trying to
because
see
Rory
if.
said in the last one.
They're just coming to kill him.
Yeah.
Yeah, game
he
over.
said I failed at my
That's-
mission.
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're gonna kill me.
So they're going to come over and it's going
Well,
to be.
but you know now they're bringing in the Top Gun, the big guns now.
Which is a woman.
Thanks
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
Oh wait,
yeah.
quick shout out to the bar fight as well.
Yeah.
Every single time they go into a
Yeah,
bar,
yeah.
the legends have to start a fight.
Which is great.
I ain't complaining because again, what did we say? Our favourite part about that was when the piano man,
the guy's
still playing the piano as the bar
He's
fight
like,
was going on.
it happens
and like
every
bottles
time,
were
like,
getting broken and stuff as if
Right.
it was just nothing. It was a casual thing going
Yeah.
on. Guys, what's been your favourite fight scene so far throughout the seasons? I'm not gonna lie, this bar scene possibly takes it solely because of the piano. I know last episode, I think that was one of my. The fight scenes in this, I just can't get over them. Everything is choreographed so well. The effects are done absolutely amazing. It's just this show is beyond our reach at the
That's
moment.
great.
Like it's
Yeah,
a TV show way ahead of its time. Because it's in the future.
there
Got
you
that
go.
one. And like you were just saying, we're leading into almost a big bad now. We're looking at
Yeah.
for the next few episodes of the season.
Yeah,
Besides
the
Vandal Savage.
Pilgrim. Yeah,
Pilgrim
yeah.
Initiative. Give us a rundown of what the
excited to
Pilgrim
see the
Initiative seems to be at the moment and
See,
what we may think is going to be happening.
I was looking it up because I looked up Pilgrim on the DC, and then Pilgrim, she was basically kind of like a special ops person. And I was looking at her special abilities that said telekinesis and then teleportation as well as time travel. So it proves the point. They're bringing a reference back into a DC character into the show, which is awesome. And then she is going to start killing people for this
At
next
their youth
episode
age.
at their youth. So it's like, oh,
How many
snap,
more
like, what's
kids
gonna
do we
happen?
need to be killed in this
Honestly,
bloody
yeah.
show?
She didn't seem like she had any remorse. She was ready to go.
She
Well, of
seemed
course,
to have no
because
issue
she's
with killing
brainwashed
children.
by the Time Masters.
But, yeah.
Right.
So
Well,
of
do
course
we
she
know
has
if
no-
she's a Time Master protege,
She
or do we
has
know
to
if she's an
be-
outside third-party company?
No.
She's just been contracted
She's
for the kill.
contracted
Contracted
for
for the
the
kill,
Like,
yeah.
No,
Hey.
I think she's a Time Master person. Like I think she's definitely connected with them.
You think she's one of
Yeah,
the...
she has to be.
You think she's
Otherwise,
like,
what would
like
be
the
your-
last resort? Like,
Yeah.
shit's going down.
Right.
We need
Otherwise,
the
what
Pilgrim
would be your
initiative.
motivation?
Yeah, good point. Good point. Good
Yeah,
point.
unless
Guys.
she has like they have her someone captive that she loves or something like that.
Ah.
So they could always use that against her.
I don't know. Call
But,
me
you know.
crazy, but she didn't seem like the loving type.
It's true. It's true. But she can be
Just-
contracted, so when she gets off the job, then she goes home and has a loving family.
And it's just all this.
Right.
I just killed 5 children today, but
Go
it's
back home.
okay.
Like, it's fine. It's
It's
good.
okay. Guys, let us
terrible.
know what you think the Pilgrim Initiative's going to be. And for start, I completely forgot the name of the actresses. I'm going to have to tweet that one out later because it is up on IMDb now as well, so we can show her some love, and hopefully she does a great job. I'm sure she's going to be incredible. But what do we think the Pilgrim Initiative is going to take? I want to give a quick shout out to Jeb Stillwater. Yes, the leader of the gang. Brent State. We have a photo of him right here, looking absolutely genius. Again, shout out to our costume designer Vicky Mulholland, and of course our production designer Ian Thomas. But how did you like Jeb Stillwater? Brent is. I thought he did. What a great job of a Western, like
He did
pretty much
good.
a leader. He was in Tron, by the way, Tron Legacy 2010. If you guys know which Tron. If you guys know who he played in Tron, feel free to hit us up now on the YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook, the lot. Got anything else before we throw it to a kick break? Anything you wanted to say?
I loved when they were doing the shootout, not the shootout. What is it? When they both face each other and then
The
A
draw.
duel.
Thank
Oh, the
you.
draw.
Yeah, the draw, yeah.
I
And he
thought
goes
you
like
actually
this.
High
steps.
noon. He was like, yeah.
Oh, when he stands
And
there.
he flips it back. I was like, yes.
He
that's
was in
classic.
his element, you know?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
as soon
yeah.
as he walked out there, it was like, it feels good to be out here again. Then
So
stands
good.
there, whips his duster back, and then pulls his
Yeah.
revolver. I thought he
my
was going to
favorite
use his alien revolver, his future revolver.
He did
Right.
later.
He did later. And then he gave
did, yeah.
Jonah Hex was like, if he dies, I'm snigging that cool revolver of him, and then he just happens to come
Yeah,
and
there's
bring
another one,
later.
yeah, the green.
Yeah, where'd that one come from? Why is
He
no
has
one
a
use
strap.
that?
Did you see how many straps of
Right.
guns he has? Like,
see.
there's one on his leg, there's one on his
Right.
hip. I'm sure there's one on
Which
his
also,
coat.
again, like I know we haven't mentioned it yet, but that's like a call out to his time drift. So when he was
Right.
back there, that's why he's got
That's why
his
he's got his
nice little
duster.
coat going
Yeah.
on, and also the revolver. So it's kind of, and then Jonas, his son, is also
Named
relation with
after
it.
Jonah
I think-
Hex.
I
So they
think, yeah,
must have
Jonah.
been
he mentioned.
so close. Like, when he stayed there, they must have
Like
something.
BFFs.
Yeah. They must have gone through something
He must have gone
together.
through some
like,
serious.
Guys,
Yeah.
what do you think
Yeah.
happened with Rip and Jonah? Do you guys already know? What do you think may have happened between them? And what do you think may have caused Rip to actually name his son after somebody?
That's big.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. How'd you name your girls? Just wondering, because I was named after my grandfather, both names Jack Charles.
My first daughter's middle name is after my grandmother.
Cool.
But her first name, we like the meanings of the names. That's what we go
Interesting.
with.
Okay, how cute. Guys, feel free to let us know. Are you named after anyone cool? Have you got anyone named after in your family? And hey, it's always a cool thing to know. I hear people with some of the craziest names that I've never heard before, and I'm like, see, Jack's boring. Jack's like one of the most popular names on the planet. So if you've got a really like Tatiana, Tatiana's awesome. Rory, no
Okay,
offense.
I was like, hey.
No offense, Rory, you're on
are
my
you still
boat.
saying my name?
Hey, at least you got 2 syllables in your name.
That's
Mine's
true.
still 1.
And Rory Calhoun was an actor, a Western actor, and then also Zane Grey is a Western author.
And that's where you got Rory Zane Ross?
Yeah.
There you go. See? Everyone's got cool meanings to their names. See, this is
and
why I
Red
like
King,
this.
because it's a kick-ass name.
What is Rory?
Rory, yeah, in Irish is Red King, and then Ross is Red. So I don't know if
Gotcha.
I'm like supposed to be like a bloody man.
You have like the most intellectual name possible.
I guess.
It's because-
Mine's just Jack from my granddad, Charles from my granddad, Hind from my dad. Simple.
No,
Us
but
English,
no, but
us
that's
English
cool,
keep it
though.
nice and simple,
That's
guys.
cool though, because you keep it in the family. I
Keep it
think
in
that's
the
super important.
Guys, going to throw it to a quick break. Like I said, if you have any Twitter questions, send them in right now. If you've got any YouTube questions, Tatiana or Rory are going to be going live on the YouTube chat. Go for a wee, have a cup of tea. We'll see you in a minute.
Feeling lucky.
Just in case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
In case you missed it live.
Oh, you'd want to take the time travel the whole way back.
How did you not figure that out?
We had a crazy vampire threesome, and you can't unsee that. That's burned into my brain now.
I was like,
How did you get here? No, no.
dancing. You know why we saying yes. You know why we saying yes.
He was like, yeah, I'll tell you whatever you want.
He is quite something.
And we're like, inseparable. She was shadier than Sunglass Hut with Ray-Bans on sale, ladies and gentlemen.
No, it wasn't. So
Come on.
You just went to a totally different direction on that.
When a billionaire goes broke, it means he's got like $4 million.
Hold the phone.
hold on.
Bro.
I found her to be deliciously out of control.
Oh man, looking forward to this fight.
Ooh, they about to get together. Watch, it's about to go down.
Somebody better take some pictures of this.
She just slapped the crap out of Nick.
And he's just
It's so good.
You can't count anything out. Look at you. It's been another awesome night at the stream.tv,
always
guys.
awesome.
Thank you for joining us, you guys. We love you.
Hey guys, welcome. I told you that. I told you that was really
It keeps running into the chair behind
Welcome back to the Legend of Tomorrow after show here at the stream.tv in Hollywood, California, guys. Thank you very much for joining us right back after the break. First things first, we've obviously got to give a shout out to our awesome fan art that we have from Stephen St. John's tonight.
Yes.
I tweeted this out earlier because this apparently is one of my, what the fuck? Makes no sense. This is definitely one of my favorite
That's
pieces
awesome.
so far. Look at
Jonah
that.
Hex.
Everything, even his scars, everything is absolutely perfect. I couldn't be more happy with his Jonah Hex drawing. Guys, excuse me, apologies. If you want to see any more of Stephen St. John's art, of course, you can follow him on Twitter at StephenStJohns1, and you can go to his website at www.artpal.com/ I believe it's Stephen's Art. If I'm wrong, Stevenson will correct me and I'll correct myself next week and on Twitter after this. Guys, as you know, the one place to go and get everything DC Legends of Tomorrow is our Facebook group that Lance set up. It's the DC Legends of Tomorrow discussing the TV show. That's actually an old-ass photo. That's like an old-ass photo. It has 9,669 members or 9,069 members now.
Going up every day.
Going up every
Yeah.
day, like consistently, exponentially. It's absolutely incredible. It's where you go for all your different rumors about the show. You get casting notifications. You get pretty much everything that you want to know about Legends of Tomorrow on that Facebook group. So thank you, Lance. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. And of course, guys, if you want anything featured on our after show right here, live with you guys, any fan art, any comments, any theories, any questions, any cosplaying stuff, any little tips and tricks of any DC Legends that you've got, you can join our Facebook group, which is the DC Legends of Tomorrow after show, the Legends family. Why? Because we are all, including you guys, we are all legends up in this bitch.
Oh, I thought you were saying that.
Wait, what song
Let's
is it?
do the time drift again.
If any of you guys know that, I'll be very impressed for a start. Rory, what is that? What's the original song from?
Rocky Horror Picture Show, yo.
Rocky Horror Picture Show. Let's do the time drift
But would you like to
again.
say your version? Did you want to?
Hands on your tits. Again, thank you very much, Lance. And of course, guys, don't forget to go check out Bam Smack Pow, which is where we get all of our blogs written by the #1 slam of steel. Guy's an absolute wordsmith, and the way he writes just blows my mind. My writing is so boring compared to his, but fortunately, I don't have to write that much, but I probably should start writing for sure. Let's throw it over to Twitter right now on our live Twitter questions coming at you live. Well, it's me reading them out. I'll do it today. I don't get to do it that often. At Real Michael Chow. Do you think they will explore why Arrow and Flash's heroes have failed to stop Savage in the future? Because surely, with it being all in the same universe, Flash, Arrow, everybody else should have had a taste of Vandal Savage at some point.
Right.
So why have they failed?
I'm still waiting to see why the
Real
whole
Michael
ashes-
Chow,
the
real
ashes.
quick, at Real Michael Chow, that's what I wanted you to bring up. The Real Michael Chow, you ask brilliant questions, you should be like a question master. Like you should go into that field of expertise if you haven't already, because you have very intelligent and logical questions.
Right.
Please bring up what you were just
Yeah,
about
so
to say.
I'm still wondering if you guys are caught up on Arrow. When they took down Vandal Savage,
Yeah.
then
Season
Merlin
3,
took out the ashes and said, I'm going to need these for later on, but we still haven't seen what's going on with that, and what he's planning to do with that. And he also released Dark. So that kind of, I'm wondering if there's some tie-in with that, but that's more with Arrow, but maybe we're going to see a play
I
of that.
have a
in
feeling we'll
Legends.
see Malcolm in Legends before we see any of Legends over on one of the other shows just as of yet. How about yourself?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't watch Arrow.
Oh, you don't yet, do you? Gotta start watching it, sweetie.
Sorry, I know.
Gotta start watching it. It's one.
I'll binge it. I'll binge watch it.
You're a Gotham fan, aren't you?
Yeah.
So you'll be a fan of Arrow. They're not too far off in how dark and depressing they are, but
Too
Arrow's a bit more
bad
soap
Gotham
opera.
won't crossover into Legends.
Wait, am I correct in saying that Gotham was on the line for possibly crossing over with Flash?
I don't think so.
I'm sure I saw something about it. Guys, if you have any idea what you think I may
That'd
be
be
talking
cool.
about, please feel free to hit us up right
If
now.
they cross over on Flash, that means that they can cross over with Legends.
Well, if
Right,
they,
yeah.
well, duh.
Well, I know, but people were saying that it wasn't going to happen with Legends because of the.
But not anytime
studio.
soon, possibly. Oh, because it's Fox and...
'Cause
what
it's
is
Fox and
DC?
Yeah, it's Fox, yeah.
CW, yeah. Ah,
But I
that's
mean, we
true.
had Supergirl crossover with the
CBS.
Flash, so I mean, you know,
We don't know what
Work
could
it out,
happen.
studios.
Work it out,
Work it out.
studios.
I wanna see
Stop
Gotham.
having
Surprise
issues
us.
with each other. We don't care about your issues, okay? We just want everybody to live in the same universe, okay?
Right.
The CBS, CW, is it Fox or FXX?
It's Fox.
It's
Fox.
Fox.
I
Yeah.
just said it like you.
It's
said.
Fox. Fox, let's
It's
get
Fox.
Gotham onto DC Legends of Tomorrow.
Sweet.
Question number 2, Indigo, Brandon Moore, always a pleasure. Thank you very much. At Tatiana Mariesa, Jack Hind, the real razor. The real RZR. I always say the real razor. Maybe the team should go back in time and stop Savage's parents from meeting. What do you think? I would like to go
Makes
a little
sense.
bit worse than that and say, why don't we... Well, because that's like far back in time.
Yeah, that's even before.
You got to remember, Vandal Savage is like...
'cause he's like forever.
Like Egyptian times, like ancient
And
Egypt.
he would have to like keep jumping in time, like so it was short time drifts, so it wouldn't be like. Because remember how
Does Vandal Savage
if
even
you
have parents? When was Vandal Savage born, technically? When you think about that.
In ancient
we don't-
Egypt,
that's what I'm
mean,
saying.
ancient Egypt, but like for Rip, if he were to go back that far, he'd have to do small time jumps because if
He
went
couldn't
back-
jump that far, he'd
Yeah.
just blow up, wouldn't
Yeah, he would just.
Oh,
jump.
which I actually
Which you could
noted.
do.
I love that. The little time jumps that they do, every time they
Yeah.
come out of a time jump, they always have something that's gone wrong with them, whether it's been the linguistic
My
stuff.
favorite is linguistics.
The
Every
linguistics
time
when
it
they
comes
start talking a
on,
different
I
language.
crack up,
that's
and I
so
have to
good.
stop myself because they don't laugh at that part. But they're always like, I can pick up, and I'm like, ha ha. Oh, because they don't laugh, but I do. It's the funniest thing.
I mean, we laugh, we just don't find it as
Yeah,
funny
I
as
guess it's
Tatiana.
more of an
does.
Inside chuckle, but she's
Well,
very vocal. She's very vocal.
She's like, ah!
Which I mean makes us laugh in the end. So it does work.
Technically it works, it
Yeah.
works.
Glad
Guys,
I
what
could
is your
contribute.
favourite time jump, what's the word, effect, consequence so far? Like she said, Tatiana's is the linguistics. Mine's one when everyone just starts throwing up, because that's how I feel like it'd be me. As soon as I jumped off a time jump, I'd be like, bathroom, gotta
Right,
go.
yeah.
Rory?
Wasn't there one where they couldn't feel their tongue or something?
Jack's like having half a stroke.
That was funny.
Yeah.
I can't feel it on my face. By the way, guys, if you've ever heard Jax speak in real life, you think my accent's bad?
His is
that
thick.
kid,
His is really
thick.
thick.
He talks
Oh,
like this,
man.
like you can't even understand what he's saying though. Like that's old school, like South London. Like I haven't heard that in a very long time since I hasn't lived there in like the last 10 years. So Jax, props to you on your American accent. You're doing a pretty decent job. I'll give you
Does
that much.
Rory have an accent?
I don't.
Mick.
No, I believe Dominic Purcell is American. Wentworth Miller is British. He's American, but grew up in the UK for like
Right.
the majority of his life. Rip Hunter, Arthur Darvill was obviously
Darvill,
British. Casper Crump is Scandinavian.
Okay.
He's somewhere Eastern European, I believe. Or is it Denmark? I'm not sure, guys. Feel free to let us know if you know any other nationalities that are doing a good job so far with their American accents and stuff.
And
Even though Vandals isn't really American.
Since he did a call out to his hometown, I saw that some of you guys are asking where in Iowa I am from.
Oh, good job.
So I am actually from Lockridge, Iowa, but Lockridge is a very, very small community, so you probably would know Fairfield or Mount Pleasant more. It's right there in the southeast
Fairfield
side.
or Mount Pleasant. Jack Hind is Vandal Savage. Dylan, I wish I was Vandal Savage. You don't even know. I'd love to be Vandal Savage. Did you say there's two places in your place called Mount
Pleasant?
Pleasant?
Yeah.
What happens there?
A lot of nice stuff.
Old Thrashers reunion. We have like one of the oldest collection of Model T cars.
Oh, that's
T.
cool.
Yep. So yeah.
What is Iowa? What is Iowa?
It's
Apparently
just
they
where
have a lot of
everyone
cool
kind of goes and has a good time and like plays in the cornfield and I don't know.
Is it good food? Like
Yeah, we have
southern
really good food. Yeah. Well, not southern food, but like corn on the cob. We used to have this really old rotisserie.
Everyone could do corn on
and,
the cob.
Yeah, you'd like throw in 2 pigs and like a deer. And,
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Those
pig and deer.
weddings were
I need to
amazing.
go.
As long as they weren't mine.
People
I
do
just
that in
did-
Washington.
As long as they weren't your
too,
what,
though.
pigs?
No wedding.
Oh.
I don't want to get married yet.
Oh, yeah, forget that stuff. Can't even start that right
But
now.
food is good. Food is good.
The food is. How do we go from
I'm
foods
newly
to
married
weddings?
person.
I don't know,
Guys, so, third and last question at Justin Reese 24. How do you guys feel about Kendra not being able to fall in love with anybody else? Hashtag Lotus, hashtag Legends of Tomorrow. It's not that she can't fall in love with anybody else, it's that she can't physically and emotionally be with anybody else
Yeah.
because eventually she wants to change. So how do we feel about that?
can't
do
have
we
that
wanna,
notebook-
do we
the
want to
notebook
be
scene.
your team Carl
You already know how I feel.
You say she needs the
Me and my
notebook scene.
passion.
Yeah, well, she can't die with anyone in her arms and say that's the end. So, just saying, the Notebook.
Just saying. Shout out to the Notebook.
Shout out to the Notebook. Nicholas Sparks.
Love you loads.
You understand my heart.
My favourite meme is that when you're asking your girl what does she want for dinner, what do you want? That's the best meme ever. Oh, God, funny as well. Sorry, guys, got way off topic right there. Have you got any live YouTube questions or anything cracking right there, Tatiana?
From Aaron Sanders.
Aaron Saunders.
Saunders. Do you think that when the current Carter dies, all the other past versions of Carter are somehow killed to keep time intact?
Huh?
Rip does always say that time is changing. You want me to read it one more time?
Please.
Do you think that when the current Carter dies, all the other past versions of Carter are somehow killed to keep time intact?
Surely all the other past versions of Carter were already dead.
That's what I think.
Oh, time travel, man. How many versions? I mean, surely there's not going to be more than one whilst he's alive, because the only reason he comes back. But the thing is, this one of Kendra was alive, so I just completely contradicted myself. You could be right, Aaron. How is this version of Kendra still alive?
She's only alive because you're talking about the one on the time ship?
Right. The one.
She's only alive because she's traveling in time.
Which one?
The one on the time ship.
Our young Kendra?
Yes.
No, I'm talking about how is old Kendra still alive? Cinnamon. How is Cinnamon still alive? Sorry, how is the Kendra that we know now even around if Kendra doesn't be reborn unless she dies? So that means there's two Kendras alive in the time right now.
Yeah, I guess right. Yeah.
Which shouldn't happen, right? Because Kendra can only come to fruition if Kendra dies.
Well, it's because of the time jump. If she wasn't time traveling, there'd only be one Kendra alive.
No, I can't. I'm not going. I'm not going with that. That's not enough for me.
But there's only one.
There's two Kendras.
There's two Kendras, but only because one of them is time jumping.
So what I'm saying to you is, so the way Kendra gets reborn is once she dies. How is, if this Kendra she must, well, because she probably died later on in the future, obviously. Duh. You're 100% right, because she's time jumping, that's why they're alive at the same time.
So right now there's only one Carter.
Yes.
They just have to find him.
Carter. Oh, yeah, there's only one Carter that have to find him.
He's out there somewhere, yeah.
Or out there in time somewhere. Guys, as you know, the DC Legends of Tomorrow gets so damn confusing. So if you guys have any questions, any theories, please feel free to let us know.
Do we have time for one more?
As long as it's quick.
Yeah. So is it clear that a generation can go by where only one of the Hawks is killed?
Oh, I see. No, I can't. These questions are too confusing. Is it clear that, say that once more for us?
So is it clear that a generation can go by where only one of the Hawks is killed? That's by Carlos Hernandez.
One whole generation go by one of the Hawks is killed?
Yeah.
I guess so. They can only grow up until one of them,
so
unless they both go and then it fully resets.
We say in this instance, let's say that like Carter would be reborn while Cinnamon is still alive. It's still alive.
Yeah.
That'd be just weird.
Right?
Like she's a cougar.
And he would be like, oh, hell no, I'm going to find me a new Kendra.
Where they imprint, you know.
Oh, no.
You know,
this is
the Twilight
weird.
movies?
You really just brought
This
Twilight
got really
into this?
weird.
I'm sorry, I know the movies suck.
an
Okay, the movies suck, but the
Twilight.
books I liked. So
Goodbye.
That'd just be so strange, because like she's, very, elderly, getting up there.
She's like 60.
Well, I mean, but she has to wait till Carter isn't born yet or whatever, and then he's like 20, and then she'd be like 80, and then they have to wait till
50 is over. When you
I'm so done. I'm so done.
Oh, mercy.
Mercy, yes, I'm waving my white flag now because time travel. Look, honestly, this show can't be longer than 35 minutes because my brain will explode. Guys, thank you very much for joining us again. As always, I'm going to put my water bottle down, so I shouldn't be talking with it. Thank you very much for joining the DC Legends of Tomorrow after show. Of course, for Tatiana, Rory, myself, and Kellen, who can't wait to jib us out of here. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. We'll be seeing you next week, right? There is going to be, because obviously with Arrow and Flash taking a break, this is getting on my nerves. CW, stop taking breaks. Are we coming back next week with Legends? Obviously, we're going to tweet it out immediately once we find out, looking at IMDb, etc. So, guys, again, for Rory, Tatiana, and myself, have a good one, guys.
Have a good night, y'all.
Have a good night,
come back,
Y'all come back, you hear? Damn it, how did I miss... Why did you...